Good day, Canada. This is Stephen King, leader of the Freedom Party of Canada, www.freedompartyofcanada.com. This video is going to be about creating a strong military for Canada. Now, in Canada, we have approximately 40 million people, and we have the second largest landmass in the entire world. Yet, we have a military of only about 80,000 people. We have equipment that is so outdated. Our airplanes are about 40 years old. They are obsolete. Our destroyers are around 30 years old, obsolete. And our tanks are in around the 15-year mark, soon to be obsolete once they reach about 20 years old. The equipment that we've given our military to work with is second rate. And it is not a forces that can really protect Canada. In fact, it's gotten so bad that recently, and we don't know whether this is just to needle Prime Minister Trudeau or not, but recently Donald Trump has joked about the U.S. taking over Canada to become the 51st state. What could we do to stop it, other than going to world courts and getting the rest of the world on our side, if he actually did that? Now, I don't think he will. However, I never underestimate Mr. Trump. But that's not the point here. The point is that our government, the Trudeau government of the last 9 years, the Harper government that was around for several years before that, and liberal and conservative governments for the last 40 years have let our military decay. They've let it fall to one of the worst in the world. And it's really, really a sad case. And they've also tried to push wokeness onto our military. The Freedom Party of Canada is going to revamp the military. We're going to eliminate homelessness within 1 year. Every homeless person will be enrolled in the new Canadian Forces, which will include the military, but will also include other forces. We would like to include the Coast Guard as part of the Canadian Forces and have it all under one umbrella. As well, there will be different new trades introduced to the military to help deal with homeless who are now enrolled in the military or in the Canadian Forces. Many of those people who are living on the streets will need some form of rehabilitation, and we will be creating trades to allow people to help those people get the rehabilitation they need, turn their lives around, and then become functioning members of society. Now, you might say, well, 80,000 people to protect 40 million and the second largest landmass on planet Earth. This is insane. I mean, the government of Israel has a military stronger than ours, and they aren't that much bigger than Prince Edward Island. I mean, or a small portion of one of our larger provinces. So this is crazy, absolutely crazy. Now, I thought to myself, what if we had a military that was just 2.5% of our population? That doesn't sound like much, does it? But you do the math. 2.5% of 40 million, and you've got a military with 1 million people in it. That's going to be our goal, a military of 1 million people. Now, who will be in that military? Ordinary Canadians, anybody who is homeless, and we're going to also look at the prison systems. Right now, about 1/3 of all people in prison are Indigenous Canadians. Are we going to let mass murderers out? No. Are we going to let out extremely dangerous people out? No. However, it's my belief that there are a number of people in jail for lesser crimes that could have the choice of working in the military instead of spending time in jail. What does this do? Number one, It costs a lot of money, billions of dollars, for Canada to house people in jail. That's money going out. We don't want money going out. We want money coming in. We want to run this like a business. Now, for every single one of those people that joins the military, they're going to get an income, but they're going to have to pay taxes. That's money coming in. More taxpayers. Okay, so that's something that we want to look at. What about our military? What do we want? We want planes for our Air Force that are the best in the world. Personally, I like the American F-22s. And I would like to negotiate with the American government to get some of their airplanes in exchange for something that they would want. Something like oil. In other words, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. Instead of paying out that massive amount of money, we trade goods, trade oil for airplanes for our military, for equipment. I would also like to have at least one aircraft carrier on each coast. And I would like to have a fleet of a minimum of 10 nuclear submarines that, at a moment's notice, could attack any enemy from any unknown location, which would be a strength of our military, that if they want to come and attack Canada, they know they're going to pay very, very dearly to attack our nation. As it is right now, Trudeau, Harper, and those before them have basically rendered our country helpless. Helpless. We rely on the protection of the United States. Mr. Trump doesn't want that to happen anymore. Not for free. And I can't blame him. We should be taking care of ourselves, not acting helpless. So we need to bring in a strong, strong military to protect this country. Any wokeness that was brought in during the Trudeau years will be kicked right out. This is going to be a strong warrior fighting force that will be able to protect Canada. And the new Canadian forces will have those different other components to them which are aside from the fighting forces. So that is going to reduce unemployment in Canada by a lot. We are going to build Canadian military bases across the country, especially in the north, where many Indigenous Canadians will be part of the forces, receiving a good income and being able to take care of their families and eliminating poverty in the north. So, a strong military for Canada. The Liberals haven't done it. The Conservatives haven't done it. Why in the world would you think, if they haven't done it in the last 40 years, that all of a sudden they're going to do it? The Freedom Party of Canada. We want your freedom not to be taken for granted. We want your freedom guaranteed. And you can't do that without a strong military to protect our country. Thanks for watching this video. Check out the other videos on the website. I think you'll enjoy them. And let's support the Freedom Party of Canada. Let's get freedom back in our country. Have a great day.